Okay, we told you how the judge denied 3 defense motions today in the CAYLEE Anthony case. He told the defense team that he actually understands where they're coming from and even said if he was in their shoes, he'd ask for the same things. But the judge said that his hands were tied and said no. Right now, Fox News Channel senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano live in New York to give you some insight. Hey, Judge, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure to be with you, Mike.
Is there anything now that Jose Baez can do?
Well, I suppose he could file an emergent appeal from the decision today, but quite frankly, appellate courts do not like to get involved at this stage. A, they don't like to micromanage what's called discovery, the means by which each side in a case learns the evidence that the other side has. And B, they really don't like to get involved in criminal cases until the end of the case, and they decide whether or not the conviction was fair and just and based on the evidence. So there's really very little he can do. Now, a time will come when the people working for the government who have examined this evidence that the state is that the court will not allow the defense to look at will be on the witness stand, and defense counsel will be cross-examining them about whether or not they had anything to do with preventing the defense counsel from looking. That is where Jose Baez and Linda Kenny, his co-counsel, can score some points. But in terms of getting access to the bones at this stage of the case, having lost today, it's almost impossible.
Yeah, it's interesting because today in court, we heard Jose Baez say that he doesn't believe that his client, CAYLEE Anthony, can get a fair trial unless they have an independent expert, his expert, look at any of the evidence.
Well, they'll have an independent expert look at the evidence, but it's going to be way down the line. It's going to be after the state has done what it wants to do with the evidence, and basically his expert is going to have to accept on faith that whatever he's examining are the same bones and the same tissues and the same specimens that the state examined and that came from the bag that was found last week. That's the problem. I mean, this case rises or falls on whether or not those remains belong to the dead baby in this case. So the whole case is going to turn on that. If the judge were more concerned with the fairness of the trial, he'd let defense counsel have their experts observe, not stick their nose in, not interfere with a murder investigation, as he said from the bench today, but observe so they can watch and listen to what the state does. If the state makes a mistake, if the state mishandles the evidence, if the state contaminates the evidence, the defense is entitled to know that. If the defense isn't there, then the state can hide that from them forever.
All right, Judge Andrew Napolitano, we love getting your insight. Thank you so much, and I'm sure we'll definitely be talking to you in the coming days. Thank you so much, Judge.
I bet we see each other tomorrow.
I bet. Let's put money on it, right?